Good morning, everyone. This is the first day you are actually getting a live look inside the live trading platform going on with Zoom right now as I speak. Now, guys, this is my own personal account over here to the right. This is the Zoom screen that so many people have actually already joined and are live looking at right now. Now, Ron is actually going over the first section of this from about 7 to 7:30 is making sure all of your charts are set up correctly. Make sure all of the settings specifically to what I trade myself, MA filter on, chop filter turned off, all the other ones in the dashboard are lined up perfectly. So the alerts and everything that you see on his chart that you're doing analysis is actually going to line up perfectly. Now, you guys remember, this is not a trade alert system and platform, but more or less an educational platform to understand market movement. Now, for example, myself, I'm watching this live right now, following along. Now, if Ron ends up saying a technical analysis and being like, okay, this is where something could potentially happen, for me, I'm going to take on the risk myself. And if I feel comfortable, I'm going to go ahead and enter a trade over here on my accounts. Because at the end of the day, what do we want to do? We want to make money. But what's great is to be able to have someone like Ron, who's got 20 plus years of experience, not only trading, but coaching, to be able to understand the market directions with this. I'm actually going to turn the volume on here just in a second to actually hear exactly what he's saying. And then if there's a setup that comes in, I want to take something here for you guys to see here live. But let's turn the volume on and hear what's going on inside right now.
Well, it depends. What chart are you using? What time frame? And how much movement are you getting within that time frame? Well, just as a rule of thumb, nothing that's etched in stone, but just as a rule of thumb, I like to see my ATR at least 10 or above for a 1 minute time frame. And I trade off the 1 minute chart. Sometimes, rarely, I'll trade off the 2 minute chart.
Guys, this is actually a really cool part. So ATR, the way that I use ATR is, take that value, whatever time frame you're on, so he's referring to the 1 minute time frame here in this video. Take that number, which is right now is about 40, take it for 50% of the face value. That's basically 20 points. So when you're looking for quality trade setups, that's actually the length that you can be going for over on your DOM, because the price action and the movement is so sporadic all over the place. So that's what he's referring to on the ATR over here, exactly how I use it. Guys, let's jump back in here real quick.
The pre-market type analysis in Thursday session when we come back. As I said, we can't teach everything all in one day. And this is going to be a journey, not just a little sprint, but a journey that we'll be taking and learning along the way.
Yeah, you guys, he mentioned something really cool here. Is it's a journey, not a sprint. Trading is one of those things where, you go to college for 4 years, right? And then you graduate sometimes just to get a minimum wage job. This platform is specifically designed to take someone who is either brand new to trading, or if you've been doing trading for 10, 15, 20, 30 years, veteran traders, it's sometimes really nice to get someone else's perspective who's also been in this trading game to understand markets a little bit better and a little bit easier. So let's jump back in here a little bit more.
Going into the market session, and we're going to look and see where we are. And we've been coming down since about 9 o'clock. When that news came out, we had a downward movement. In fact, we had a sell signal to come up at 9:17 Central Time. And I know that's something that might be confusing to some people, but you have to get used to whatever time zone you're in. And I'm just familiar with the time zone I'm in, and I'm sure you're familiar with the time zone that you're in.
Guys, real quick, while he's explaining that, you guys see how this is coming down here on this profit wave and coming back up? This is where if you get some consolidation and we get a strong candle coming back down here, a strong bearish candle, this might actually not be a bad spot for an entry. Now myself, if this actually ends up coming back up here and switching over to green, which Ron might mention here in a second, that's where you could actually be looking for a little bit of push up, which a lot of times these movements like to actually navigate in almost as a magnet back to the 200 EMA.
Retraction or retracement. And we look at our profit wave. And we see where price moved back up into the profit wave. We had a wick or two that went outside, but no body of a candle went outside the profit wave. Our background remained red, and so that was an indication that we're going to continue our downward move.
So what I'm referring to right now, you guys, this sell signal that came through is actually a really nice valid signal. And a lot of traders will actually play and hold their trades long until you actually have your white dot, which is the live price action at the end of that candle. If it doesn't break out of the profit wave and your background stays red. So essentially speaking, this is a movement that ran down probably 40, 50, 60 points staying within this. Now, you're going to have a little bit of a pullback here. So what I recommend, I trade with 50K accounts on take profit. Well, trade with 5 micros. Give yourself a really good risk to reward management on this. And that's how, even if you get into positions, give yourself the room to breathe and then come back in. How many times have we actually got into trades like this? It comes around, you exit out, and then immediately afterwards, it shoots back down in your favor. And you're like, darn it, I wish I would have just actually got in that trade or actually just stayed within it longer. So that's something he's referring to right now. Now, you guys, I want to show you guys real quick, if you're still on here, this is actually where you guys can join right now with the live sessions. I want you guys to click the link in the description of this video. Also, if you're watching this right now, I'm going to give you a discount just as a thank you for the day one. This is $149 a month. When you go to subscribe, type in right now, I want you guys to do this, save 50. This is going to apply and bring this down to just $99. Save $50 on this. This will give you everything that we're currently looking at in the markets. It's 2 live trading sessions every week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, going over live technical analysis, the environment, Q&As, everything. Here's the time that you guys can expect for these calls to go on. And this is literally the live call that's going on right now. Let's just jump back into this. I'm going to pull up my Tradovate chart here and make sure we're back on to Tradovate in case I get a quality setup. But let's go ahead and turn the volume back on over here with Ron. Oh, I thought that was going to be set up here. Let's turn it back on and see what he's talking about now.
Wick in the top of this particular candle. I have gone on my screen, on my Tradingview, I have my settings such that I get white wicks. And there we go. I get white wicks on my candles so that I can see where the wicks go. And as you can see, the green candles going up and have wicks, and that spinning top candle, you can see the wick better when I get this white on, so you see the wick better. But on the next candle, the red one coming down, it had a very tiny wick. It was in the profit wave, which I refer to as the ribbon sometimes. But we had a very small wick there, so that...
Guys, real quick, you guys see how this ends up coming down here and we got some consolidation and we're looking for a strong bearish candle to form? This is basically like a double bottom right here. So this is where you can actually see price shoot straight back up since this acted as a strong level of support. A breakdown through this with a strong bearish candle is actually where I would be looking to enter into position because it's not holding that structure and then coming down further here. Let's just jump back on.
Nice. That would have been an indication to get out of the trade at that point. Or if it says that all of our metrics were red background, red profit wave, red candles, and the direction of movement was downward, you might have wanted to hang on to that trade and stayed in longer. And what we would have seen was we had another pullback or retraction into our profit wave, and then a continuation of down.
This is what he's referring to. If you get into these signals like this, you can actually hold these positions if they go back into the profit wave and then play it down even further for a dump. where this is where sometimes if you've entered in at this area here, a pullback isn't actually a bad area to actually add to a position to then have it go down further to capitalize on more profit. So, let's say you enter in here with 5 micros, right? There's a dump. Oh, look at that dump coming. That's insane. Let's turn the volume back on. See what he's saying.
Might have different strategy that you want to use in your trading journey, but sometimes when I see a cluster of wicks in a straight pattern going across, I want to be cautious. I want to look and see what's the market telling me it's going to do. And I might have gotten out of that trade at this point and waited for another entry point.
Here you go, guys. Just want to get back on here. See how this candle has formed a strong bearish candle? This is where you can actually look to be entering in positions for a flush down to what? This green line here is actually a big level of support. Guys, I so want to enter in on this. I might actually enter in on my own trades. Guys, this is me personally doing this off the analysis that Ron has given here and looking at the charts. But this could be such a good spot. I'm just going to hold on a minute or so longer. This has about 26 seconds left for the candle to close. Let's see what he's saying.
As I said, Justin's indicator, the SMM indicator, is a fantastic indicator. I love it. And but still, there are a few ways that you can use this indicator. Different strategies, as we might refer to them. And I've spoken with Justin, and
you guys see here real quick, that candle has formed. This is the first strong bearish candle that is formed after a consolidation area and coming down. So I'm actually going to go over here on my account, and I want to see if I can actually take out a few points in the market here. I'm actually going to sell right now. This is my live personal accounts. Take a look at the live P&L over here, up $300. Let's see if we can flesh this down a bit further. $400, $500, $600, $700. Guys, I am not upset with that. Let's see if we can pull out $1,000 this morning. There you go, $1,000. Come on, let's push this down a little bit more. Let's see if we can get that push. Let's see. Ron, this is perfect analysis over here. This is spotting it great. $500, $600. Oh, come on, get back down here a little bit more. Let's see if we can get to 6 to 7. I would not be upset with that at all. What I don't want this to do is to flush all the way back up and go against me in profit. Actually, right now, currently sitting around break even. Let's see if this will come back down. Strong bearish candle, another bearish candle. Need this to flush. I need this to flush down. Coming back a little bit. Now, what is happening right now? So this is me narrating. This is me taking the personal trade myself. This is not an alert through Ron at all, but I like this setup because background is completely red. Profit wave is completely red. You then have strong bearish candles that are forming here. Indecision. So this is where, again, support is way down at this level. So if support is down at this level here, is this not somewhere we can actually play that position down to and actually capitalize on? That's exactly what you could do. So let's just wait and be patient with here. We got a few seconds left for this candle to close. If this ends up pushing down even further, I'm just going to close it out here live in front of you guys just to see a live trade taken over here on my personal accounts to show transparency. Looks like he's going back here a little bit to show the sell signal over here. I'm going to go ahead and keep this live on the right-hand side. Of course, you guys can see everything that goes on immediately. Hopefully he'll come back here in a second because this actually is moving a bit more. There's 800, there's 900, there's $1,000. Guys, I'm going to close this out. Let's get down to $1,000 in profit. Come on, get back down there. Ron, move your screen back over. I want to see what the price is at. This is hilarious. Come on, get back down there. Ron, I need to see where the price is. I guess I could just pull up a chart myself, but I want to be able to see this here as well live. 7 guys, I can't get greedy. There you go, $1,000. $1,000 exit out, done. $1,000 profit. Let's go, baby. Ron, this is incredible. Let me go. I'm going to go and turn this back on here in a second. Guys, that's a trade I personally took. This is live right now, doing a Zoom call with Ron, looking at this overall analysis with the trend. And what he was saying is when you're staying within these profit waves like this and playing it down, when you get those first strong candles, that's where you can get the movement to capitalize on it. Let's go back on here. But guys, that's a live trade taken right now for today of $1,000 profit over here on my accounts. Let's jump on here and see what he's talking about right now. You guys see right here, this